who has been an absolutely star performer. So the WBC and lineal heavyweight champion of the world comes to join us. We're just going to have to do a little bit of musical chairs. Tyson, good to see you. Good to see you as always. Yes. Firstly, how are things? How are you after the postponement? How's the cut? We've seen you back in the gym.
I'm a little old and past it, but I'm still undefeated. Legs are gone, Johnny, thank you. Very easy to cut, very easy to beat, but unstoppable in the last 16 years and counting. Come on.
And you've got your brother on the bill, of course, Roman,
yes,
the latest Fury. I think the 9th Fury, I think by my calculation.
It's like a conveyor belt, there's that many of them.
But it's early.
And we've got a younger generation coming through as well now, from like 12 to 14, 15. So.
It's early days for him, of course. He's moved up from cruiserweight to heavyweight. Was that something you expected to see?
I think we're all heavyweights. We're all natural heavyweights. He obviously got down to like 14 stone or something, but he was quite skinny at that. So he's up a bit heavier now, and he's got a tough opponent. I think he's got 2-0 guy, about 6'4" or 5, 15, 16 stone, and he's had a lot of K1 fights and stuff. So he's inexperienced. They wanted a decent opponent, so they got him one. So 50-50 fight, I think.
So what are you expecting from the top of the bill? Obviously your stablemate Zhang-Parker is in with Zhang. Joe taking on another massive challenge, and he's been the guy, hasn't he, really, in this Saudi revolution so far. He's been
Joe's
on every card.
Done a fantastic job. He's got a tough fight, another tough fight yet again with Zhang. I seen Zhang yesterday. He's not as big as I thought he was, as big as he looks on telly. But he's still an awkward and a good fighter for his age as well. But I think Joe, at 32-year-old, should be outdoing a 41-year-old. That's just my opinion. Joe's a very improved fighter and he's on good form.
How much of his last win, Tyson, do you think was down to Joe's improvement or Deontay Wilder having one round in 2 years and the fights he had with you? Like those take a lot out of you, don't they?
It took a lot out of both of us, to be fair.
Of course it does.
It's true.
Has to, doesn't it?
Them wars we had, me and Wilder, back in the day, back 2-3 years ago, whenever it was, they took a lot out of both fighters, both climbing off the canvas. I think it was 10 knockdowns in the trilogy. But I think it was a little bit of both. Joe's improvement, he's more confidence, and working with Andy Moore and that. More experience. He's got like, say, 4 or 5 fights on the spin activity, as all fighters know. It's a great thing.
And that's massive, isn't it?
And a bit of Wilder's decline and a little bit of inactivity. Not little bit, he only had like, say, one round in over 2 years. So can't do that. No. It's not good for a boxer, any fighter. So it was what it was. But Joe is definitely the on-form man, so I'm really excited to see if he can beat the Chinese.
What's that done to Joe's confidence, beating Wilder?
Joe's a confident guy, you know. He's a likeable guy. He's got no nastiness in him. Sometimes it's a hindrance because he needs a bit of nastiness to get the job done. However, he's always the same old G, Joe. What you see is what you get. He's not like nice to the cameras and a piece of shit behind him. He is just a lovely, nicest fella you'll meet in boxing. That's just a fact. And that's why I've helped him along the way so much, because he's just a genuine, lovely person.
How about the top of the bill then, the nominal top of the bill, AJ against Ngannou? You made some mischievous comments as usual about how Ngannou should be thanking you basically for making the millions.
Because all of his UFC career he made about $1 million, and I made him about, I think it was $6-7 million against me. So he should be thanking me really. Instead, I've had to tell him off in front of a load of people, because he's having a lot to say on camera after I give him his biggest payday about 1 million times, and I don't know, just like he's an ungrateful fucker, really. But who wins in the main event? I can't really tell how good Ngannou was, because I had a lot of problems in that fight. We all know it was a shit performance. I'm not going to make any excuses because I never do. However, I don't know how good he was, but one thing I do know is I hit him with some good punches, and I hit him with an elbow right in the face. I never budged him. So I don't know how good his boxing is, so I don't even know how strong he is. But I know I was hitting him with full flush punches with 10-ounce gloves on, and he didn't budge anywhere. So it's a good fight. Here's the thing. I was with Turkey last night actually, and was talking about it, and he said the winner of this fight is going to get the winner of you and USYK. After me and USYK fight and then we do a rematch, then the winner of this will get a shot at that. So me and USYK have 2 fights lined up this year. So the winner of that fight then will get to fight the winner of this fight.
So there's a lot on the line?
So there's a lot on the line. It's not just a pretend fight like me and Ngannou had, so they said. there's a lot on the line. And I think when you're like a world heavyweight contender or whatever he is these days, there's a lot of risk for AJ, not really much reward other than money, which he's already got plenty of.
Yeah.
So the thing is you're fucked if you do and fucked if you don't, really, excuse me French. Yeah. Because if you go in there and blow him away, they say, oh, he's only an MMA fighter, he should have done that.
So there is pressure.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, then they're going to say, well, he's shit. So there's no winning, really, is there?
No. There's a lot of moving parts as well.
Yeah.
Tonight, it should have been AJ and Wilder up there. Wilder lost to Parker. So now again, so you don't know exactly how it'll turn out. AJ wins on Friday. Then it's the case of AJ's either finally getting in with you, or finally getting in with Usyk again. Well,
it's been busted by Usyk a couple of times already. We all saw that fight. It wasn't even really. It was one of them things where he just doesn't have the guy's number. Leave him to me. The little southpaw man, I'll slay him, no problem. Twice if he wants it. Leave him to the GK. And then we can get the Battle of Britain on, providing he gets past this big fella. Which is not a formality, because he's a big man, he can punch, and he's a strong big bastard. So it's that's why it's an interesting fight, isn't it? Knockout Chaos is definitely a great name.
So how do you think Ngannou will go about it? Because we were surprised by how composed he was in the ring with you, but do you think he might be more aggressive and really go at Joshua, given that, you know, people feel like there might be a weakness in the chin, and Ngannou definitely feels that?
I don't know, you know. Listen, the man's been a world heavyweight champion, and you don't get that if you've got a glass chin, you know what I mean? You can't, anything, listen, we're rivals, so I can talk shit about him all I want, so he can do the same about me. But all them can't, because they don't get fighting, they ain't champions, so they don't have the right to do it. So anyone who wants to say, oh, AJ's got a glass chin or whatever, it's just bullshit, really. All heavyweights can knock the other one out. We've seen that many, many times. No one's got a granite chin. Anyone gets hit the ones who says they got a granite chin haven't been punched properly. So if either one of these big men land on each other, it's going to be nights out. So we're going to find out, aren't we? That's why it's a pay-per-view event for all these good fights.
Okay, well, just before we let you go, I did see the pictures last night of yourself with His Excellency AJ Ngannou and Cristiano Ronaldo as well. I mean, there's some dollars worth of sporting talent in that room. How was that?
It was good, you know. His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh is bringing the stars out, isn't he? He's bringing all the biggest names in the sports together to the great kingdom of Saudi Arabia. What's not to like? I think it's definitely the sports capital of the world these days.
You're looking very trim, if I may say. So how is training going?
I'm around about 19 stone. I've not even started training yet, to be honest. Just watching what I'm eating, trying to just keep my weight down below 20 stone. And when I go into camp, we'll start camp. I'll start camp 7 weeks before. Yeah. End of March, I'll start camp. Don't get me wrong, I'm always doing training. So camp for me is not just like starting to train. I'm always training. But start camp, go away, get focused on it. 7 weeks.
Tell us about the cut. How's the cut healing up?
As we get ready for knockout,
you're all boxers. You know what cut is. Cut's healing all right, is what it is. I've been cut plenty of times before. Not complained about it. It is what it is. If I get cut in the fight, fuck it. It's going to be a bloodfest, isn't it? What can we do?
Okay, Tyson, thanks very much for your time. You've been very generous with it. It's great to see you.